You're watching Netrush Report, where we don't just tell you the scores, we dig deep into the stories, the rivalries, and the moments that define the sport. If tennis is more than just a game for you, hit that subscribe button and let's dive right in. We open in Sumter, South Carolina, at the ATP Challenger Tour event. It's August 13th, 2025. The sun is out. The crowd is modest but engaged, and the first-round match between Georgia's Nikoloz Basilashvili and American big server Christopher Eubanks is underway. Basilashvili, a former world number 16 with a history of big wins and big controversies, is in the midst of a comeback effort. Eubanks, known for his booming serve and easygoing personality, has been making waves on the ATP Tour and brings both confidence and crowd support. The match is tight. First set, Basilashvili dominates from the baseline, winning 6-3, that's second set. Eubanks bounces back, takes it 6-3, final set. It's neck and neck until Basilashvili edges ahead to close it out 7-5. The Georgian's fist pump signals victory, but what follows isn't your typical celebration. Instead of raising his arms or smiling to the crowd, Basilashvili walks to the back of the court, grips his racket, and, in one swift motion, slams it into the hard court until it splinters. The crowd falls silent for a moment, unsure whether to clap for his win or react to the unexpected destruction. Basilashvili then picks up the pieces, tosses them aside, and walks off without a word. That ATP Challenger Tour social media team quickly posts the clip to X, formerly Twitter, with the caption, "Basilashvili wins, then smashes." Within hours, the video goes viral. One of the first notable reactions comes from Brad Gilbert, former coach to stars like Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, and more recently Coco Gauff. Known for his straightforward takes and deep tennis insight, Gilbert simply reposts the clip with a short but telling comment. Interesting choice of celebration. Fans immediately jump in with theories. Maybe he hated how he played, even in victory. Could be frustration boiling over from previous events. Maybe it's a personal statement, not about the match, but about his season. Gilbert's understated comment is classic Brad. Not overly judgmental, but enough to get people talking. To understand Basilashvili's emotions, we need to rewind to earlier this year. Nikoloz Basilashvili has history at the Qatar Open. 2021. He wins the title, beating Roger Federer in a memorable match. 2022. He reaches the final, cementing himself as a Doha fan favorite. Fast forward to 2025, he's expecting, at minimum, a wild card into the main draw. Instead, the tournament snubs him. No wild card, no entry done on Instagram. Basilashvili posts a blunt statement. Heartbroken. I will never play Qatar Open again in my career. For a player who built big career moments there, this was a personal blow. Many in the tennis world saw it as a turning point in his relationship with tournament organizers, and maybe even with the ATP establishment. Sports psychologists often talk about emotional residue, the lingering mental weight from past events that can affect future performances. Basilashvili is known as an intense competitor. When you combine the Qatar snub with a grueling, error-filled win over Eubanks, it's possible that the win in Sumter didn't feel like a victory at all. Smashing the racket might have been less about that day's opponent, and more about frustration at missed opportunities earlier in the year, disappointment in his level of play, lingering resentment toward the politics of tournament invitations. Another layer to this story is the reality of the ATP Challenger circuit. For former top 20 players, dropping to challenger level can feel like a step down. Smaller crowds, lower prize money, fewer media moments. For someone like Basilashvili, who's played on the sport's biggest stages, being in Sumter instead of Doha or Cincinnati might sting. That kind of environment can amplify emotions, making a player more likely to express frustration in unusual ways. Even after a win, the tennis community's response to the racket smash was split. It's his racket, his emotion, let him get out. Shows he still cares. Better to release it than keep it bottled. Terrible sportsmanship after a win. Young players look up to you. Set a better example. A few fellow players liked the ATP Challenger Tour post, while others avoided public comment. Those who spoke privately suggested it might have been about personal stuff rather than the match. Brad Gilbert's role here isn't just as a random commenter. His history with players like Coco Gauff shows he understands the mental grind of the sport why pointing it out without condemning it. Gilbert sparked a conversation about athlete mindset, reminding fans that winning on paper doesn't always feel like winning in the heart. Basilashvili's next match is against Murphy Casson on August 15th in the second round of the Challenger Sumter. All eyes will be on his demeanor. Will he keep emotions in check, or will we see another display of raw frustration? For now, one thing's certain. Whether you loved it or hated it, the Racket smash made this small-town challenger event a global talking point. From Doha heartbreak to a Sumter Racket smash, Nikoloz Basilashvili's journey this year reminds us that tennis is as much a mental battle as it is a physical one. And sometimes, even victory can carry the weight of defeat. You've been watching Netrush Report, where we go beyond the scoreboard to bring you the untold stories of the sport. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments. We'll see you next time.